Make sure you welcome in, everybody. Hey. We are live. Welcome into the DLLS Cowboys podcast. We got ourselves a show we're going to do as soon as everybody locks the hell in.
We're locked in.
We've got a reminder of how important a certain thing is for Dak Prescott.
Lock in. Lock in.
Let me read. Absolutely
you remember Wood from 8th grade.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's going to be a day-to-day.
Coach Wood.
Welcome in to the DLLS Cowboys podcast. It's going to be a day-to-day. Hit the like button on your way in. The wheels came off about 30 seconds before the show started. So we should be in a real good groove today. But we do appreciate you being with us. Did I tell you to smash the like button on your way in? It is a party at Jeff's. It's a party on Jeff's little tiny YouTube channel on top of the DLLS Sports channel. Chill's calling timeout before the show started.
Ramon Slack, what's going on, man? Why are you doing this, man? You know, it's just just wrong.
Thank you, Ramon. Good morning to you as well.
Why? I mean, what have I done to you?
Expectopium.
I've done nothing to you, Ramon. I've done nothing. Why are you doing this?
Jay Phil's fired up. We're getting audio video drops now. Yeah, I did have a coach walk out in the short gray athletic shorts one time at attention.
Coach Wood. Coach Wood.
It was Coach Young. But
Coach Young.
Coach Wood.
Welcome in, everybody. My name is Jeff. I'm next to former Cowboy wide receiver Jesse Holley.
I love a good glizzy.
Had a glizzy last night.
Did you?
I went to the new Stoneleigh P, the bar.
Stoneleigh P.
And they had I had a chili cheese dog.
Do you eat it with your right hand or your left hand?
I actually went fork and knife except for the two end bites because it was overflowing. It was a little much.
Gotta go. Shout out to Angry Dog. Gotta go fork and knife.
It was a little bit much.
Is it fork and knife or knife and fork?
Knife and fork, I guess.
And fork.
But unless you want to be alphabetical, fork and knife. Next to Jesse is the greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys, Mr. Clarence Hill.
Here's Messi.
Yeah.
All right, are we doing this?
Wow.
We're doing this? Dude. You're being messy, John. I said that was a private, personal text. That's back in the day when I had my twist. I was doing my twist era.
Can I ask a question?
Sorry, I thought this was a still from season 3 of The Wire.
I'm going to ask Jesse this question because you're going where I'm going. The one on the left there, is he looking kind of strong or is he looking kind of
husky?
No, I was strong.
Kind of husky.
I was strong, brother.
You was.
I was in my workout era.
You was opposite of petite.
No, this shirt just big. I
can't tell if the chest is poking out
I think
or
I'm
the belly, or if it's just kind of boobs.
That's a spare tire.
That belly's sitting on top of that shirt.
First of all,
that belly's sitting on that shirt. And that
first of all, stop it. I just want to let the record show when I wear all purple, y'all notice it. I've gone 3 straight days without purple. Ain't nobody said nothing.
Where are you going today? Golfing or court? So anyway, today's show.
Yeah, that was me. Blake, that was me.
Shotty said there's things he hopes and expects, which those are two different words. And so to make that example for him, we're going to do another show today on what we hope and expect. What do you expect from each position group on the Cowboys defense, and what do you hope from each position group on the Cowboys defense? We got that coming up for you. But before we do that, Jesse had an observation that leads to a conversation.
Yeah, so, the last couple of days, shout out to our Mavs crew with their draft coverage.
Yeah, did a good job.
Did a really good job.
Did a good job.
But
mostly Ron.
A lot of it Ron.
Yeah,
a lot of it Ron.
Bobby was okay. KG was pretty good. We'll just skip Tim.
Yeah,
we'll just skip Tim. Yeah, go ahead.
But watching, the draft and then catching it a little bit last night is the second round picks that they're talking about, and there were some notable, second round picks. But then, it took me also back to the recent NBA champion. And stay with me, people. I'm getting somewhere.
He's going somewhere.
I do my best thinking in the shower.
Oh, see, mine's pre-shower number 2.
That's a good tune-up.
And I have the water already going.
You got to have the water already going.
Yeah.
Got to have the water already steam up. Yeah. It helps take away that smell. I'm with you.
What about the toilet?
Chill out. Just go.
Are you just not
Let's
listening
just
to what
me and
we're
you.
saying?
It's me and you. It's me and
I'm
you.
talking about your thinking.
All right.
I mean,
which while you were in the chat, I said I do mine right before the shower.
I know. I
going
heard you.
number 2.
Oh, I was talking about him though, because he doodle queen.
He's a duty queen. Go ahead, Jesse.
John.
I want everybody to know that Clarence didn't hear a word Jesse and I said
I
because he was busy
did.
saying hi to just the ladies.
I said, "What's up, fellas? Don't do that."
So it got me to thinking this morning because recently, of course, Jalen Brunson, right, takes the New York Knicks to the World Championship MVP. And there are some very unique parallels to what Jalen Brunson is as a player and what the Dallas Cowboys kind of have in Dak Prescott. Jalen Brunson was a second-round pick.
Yep.
You know, he came here to Dallas first, and he was kind of a role player.
And a second-round pick in the NBA might as well be a 6th or 7th in the NFL.
Correct.
Yeah.
How late first-round pick too.
Yeah, it might be undrafted.
So how they look at it. And so, you know, comes here to Dallas, and he's a role player behind Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic gets hurt. Yeah. And then he has that awesome run in the playoffs, get the team to the West Conference Championship. Then the whole contract thing ends up in New York. And over the course of time, he takes New York to a championship. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that he should trade Dak to New York and get them. I'm saying
he won a basketball Lombardi.
What I'm saying is, from that conversation of Jalen Brunson taking his team to the championship, winning the championship, he went from not obscure, but role player in the league to a tiny champion with his initial start with the New York Knicks, to now people are talking about Jalen Brunson being the greatest New York Knick in Knick history, putting him in the conversation of better. Is Brunson better than Iverson? Is like they're looking at small guard.
Oh, okay.
You know, all the smart is he? And I'm like, and so it got me to thinking just how important championships are. Not just to the superstar players, right? Because the superstar players will always be that because that's just how they've been introduced to the world. And Dak didn't come into this league as a superstar player. Came in as a 4th-round pick. Had to have Tony Romo get hurt.
And Kellen
Moore get hurt. And then he began to make his ascension to where he's at now. And over the last couple of years, you can have Dak has been talked about in his 10 years in this league from being anywhere from 12 to top 5.
Or 20. Or ass.
Well, okay, we're talking to the realistic.
Or should have won an MVP.
I'm just saying,
right?
He's been all over. I'm being realistic about it. Yeah.
So
5 to 12, 5 to 10 is reasonable. Anything else, you're.
And I know we know the chat knows how important championships are. But it is almost at a dire significance on how important it is if Dak is going to be remembered for his greatness during his time as a Cowboy is to getting a championship. And I say that because we're inside the bubble of covering the Cowboys, being around the Cowboys, we hold Tony Romo to a certain regard. And some people, there is a narrative on what side of the fence that you decide to be on, whether Dak and Tony Romo.
He dropped a snap.
But Tony Romo is one of the great quarterbacks in the line of quarterbacks in Dallas Cowboy history. But I don't know if Tony Romo is looked at in the league conversation of being that. Locally, yes. Nationally, I don't think so. And if Dak doesn't get himself, and it's not all Dak, he is the topic of conversation. But if Dak doesn't get a championship, you're forgotten about in the conversation of, because I think when it's all said and done, without a championship, you can tell the history of the league. That's how greats are forever etched in the storyline and history of the league. If they can't tell the story of the time, at least your era, with kind of like you really not being a key contributor to that, then you get forgotten about. You become an afterthought.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I looked at the Jalen Brunson conversation and how that championship has vaulted him into this sphere of, boy, is he the greatest this or he's the greatest that? And I'm just like, man, if that doesn't secure a championship before he gets up out of here, a lot of the records that he will secure when he's done playing quarterback here, I think may be all for naught.
And I think that's one of those things in sports where as you age, you just have to accept that certain things are a certain way because the majority of the people feel that way. Because, like,
are you telling me to get to the point in the chat?
Yeah, I was doing that.
Because, like, I don't like that it's that way.
It's messy.
Because before the show, when you were telling me, like, yeah, now there's this conversation about he's the greatest Nick ever or whatever, and I was like, he's not a better player than Patrick Ewing was. No. And that's, to me, that's a no-brainer. And I love Jalen Brunson.
Not better than Clyde Frazier.
But then it's like, but if you're, the Knicks, you could parallel this to the Cowboys. You're the Knicks, and not that they've won a billion championships, but they have 2 before he did it, but they won a couple in the 70s or whatever.
73 was their last title.
And it's been 50-something years for one of the mainstay, big dog, very visible franchises in sports, and you got us a championship.
Right.
Well, now a gigantic fan base worships at the altar because of what you did for me.
No doubt.
Because I now get to be a champion as a fan, and if you don't do that for me, then you're not going to be held in as high of regard. And like in this town,
it's a champion town.
It actually lines up, right? The greatest hockey player to ever play here is also the hockey player that brought us a championship. Mm-hmm. The greatest basketball player that ever played here also is the one that brought us a championship. Right. And so, like, Brunson's different in that he's not the best player to have ever played there, but you got me a championship. So to me, the local fan, to the top, where's his statue?
Right.
And to me, not the local fan who lives in DFW, I'm like, you better put it next to a Ewing statue. Like, he was better, but I've come to accept that that's just the way it's going to be. And I don't like it, especially in football. Although then you do look at it, and most of the best quarterbacks ever have won a championship.
Dan Marino.
Right. Most of them. It can happen.
Tony Romo.
He's not one of the best ever. And so it's always so wonky to me, but I get it. Because as a fan, if you didn't win me a championship, then I didn't get what I want out of your career. While you were the quarterback of my football team, we never got to celebrate. And so I'm not going to feel the same way about you as I would if Nick Foles stepped in and won a title for us. Well, now he's my guy. He did it. Woohoo, he's the man. And it's all just very kind of wonky to me. I accept that most people are going to do that. I'll never, like, if you're like, who are the best quarterbacks ever? I'm not going to count rings, and I'm not going to, like, Eli Manning is not in my top 20. Like, I'm just not doing it because I can watch the sport. Jalen Brunson's not better than Patrick Ewing. But when you did say that about Brunson and we're thinking about Dak, I did immediately think if the Cowboys win a Super Bowl, as long as he plays long enough and meets the bare minimums of stats, Dak's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer if they get one.
I agree.
That's what changes.
That's what it changes.
That's
everything.
what changes.
It changes everything.
You get to be a Hall of Famer.
Like, no one talked about Jalen Brunson being a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
good player. Yeah. Really, good player. But no one talked about Jalen Brunson.
Basketball's different. He might be a Hall of Famer.
No one talked about Jalen Brunson being a Hall of Famer.
You might be an NBA Hall of Famer.
I'm not.
If you went to a camp.
I'm not.
You never went to a camp?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm not.
No, Clarence, we skipped you about 7 times because you were in the chat talking trash.
No, that's not why. That's not why. That's not why. We had a long preamble.
You were talking bad about a coworker in the chat.
We had a long run-up, okay? Then you started talking, and I can't say what I got to say in a minute.
We don't want to hear it.
Because there's so many directions I can go.
Well, here, how about we do it this way? Coming up next, Clarence will pick a direction to go, and then we'll do the rest of the show on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. You can predict all the action throughout the World Cup with our friends at FanDuel Predicts. I'm having a time on FanDuel Predicts. All you got to do is sign up, and you'll get your $25 bonus. You can follow all the action in the World Cup and MLB this summer. Oh, we got ourselves a game tomorrow at 2. The Viking against Mbappe. Am I doing that right? I believe it's France. I think it's France and Norway. Yeah. Follow all that action. Predict individual match results, the group winners, the champion. From opening kick to the final whistle, stay locked in with every pass, every play, every moment that moves us closer to crowning a champion. Sign up now for your $25 bonus on FanDuel Predicts. Offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets LLC, a registered futures commission merchant. 18 and up. Bonuses non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Trading derivatives involves significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with their consumer protection tools. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/predicts/bonus-offer-terms. And a shout out to our friends at Juno's Liquor. Juno's is your go-to liquor store for all your favorite brands. My goal is to make them have to re-up on the casks. I want the DLLS crew to run up in there and just get all the casks and tell them that you want it because it's a flotation device or that you want to age your Fireball, something like that. But Juno's is the best. They've been serving the DFW Metroplex for 14 years. 3 great spots: Arlington, Keller, Irving. They do tastings, cocktail classes, wholesale to corporate events. Juno's has you covered. You just need a bottle? Cool. Swing by. You want to do something fun? Swing by. They've sent over a whole bunch of stuff from their shelves for us, and we sure do appreciate our friends. At Juno's, allocation day is the last Saturday of every month. Los Colinas, 11 a.m., Arlington, 1 p.m., Keller, 3 p.m. It's a free event. You show up, you get a ticket, and a drawing for pick of the allocated bottles. Retail pricing, no secondary markup. That's our friends at Juno's. They take care of you. They're sweethearts. Find all your high-quality spirits at a great price at your local Juno's. Tell them DLLS sent you. Get 10% off that first purchase. And continue to support Dallas small businesses. Welcome back. It is the DLLS Cowboys podcast. You all always get some of this, too. Dak's stats are full of wasted calories. And that's just what you... Dan Marino, what a bunch of wasted calories is what I say. Jim Kelly, bum. Put up some numbers, though. It's a bad take, but it's yours, and you are allowed to have it.
Yeah, I just hate it because people, before Matt Stafford won, he had hollow stats, okay?
Stafford wasn't a Hall of Famer until he won a championship.
Yeah.
Maybe he would have, because at the end of the day, like, he's going to be a top 3 or 4 yards, top 3 or 4 touchdowns. Yeah. So maybe he would have been, but before he left Detroit, he wasn't a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. And what kills me, people say, oh, Dak only gets his stats in the games, meaningless games. That's none of that's true.
It's just made up.
Direction you going in?
It's just made up.
Let's get to your direction.
See. Now you drove all over the road, giving this example.
Let's get to your direction.
Why are you trying to rush me?
Because I don't want you to forget.
I'm not gonna forget. I'm not gonna forget because I'm glad they brought up Eli. I'm glad they brought up Eli because Romo was better than Eli every year.
Absolutely.
He was better than Eli.
Eli was better.
But Eli won. I'm just getting back to about how titles changed the narrative. Eli is getting consideration for Hall of Fame because he won 2 titles. Well, Romo was a better quarterback.
He was a better player.
You know, and
so was Phillip Rivers. So were a lot of guys.
A lot of guys were better players. I mean, and it's this ring culture that we're in. Like, people don't respect how good Barkley was because he didn't win a ring. You know, and people
it's mainly Draymond.
Huh?
It's Draymond.
No, the world. A lot of people don't appreciate that.
Those that know.
I know, but the problem is too many idiots don't know. Just like people trying to say Dak has hollow stats. That's not true. Okay, let's two people say. I mean, I've been heard from many people saying Dak is bad to mediocre. He sucks. He's this, all of that. Look at his playoff stats. His playoff stats aren't that bad.
Yeah, they're right.
Not as bad as everybody wants to make him out to be. Like, all he does is piss down his leg in the playoff. That's not true.
No, he's had, what has he played?
You look at his numbers.
He's had 2 not great games. Maybe I wouldn't say bad, but 2 not real good games, and the rest have been good to fine.
His first game in the playoff was amazing, and people forget that.
He ended Tom Brady's career.
I'm just telling you, that was his last win, but his first game in the playoff, he went toe-to-toe with Aaron Rodgers, brought them from a double-digit deficit back into the game, back into the lead, and they gave him a 3rd and freaking 30.
Yeah, but we like to do narratives.
I know.
If your team lost, you choked.
I mean, he was amazing in that game, but people forget that every time he get to the playoffs, he pees down his leg. That's not true. None of that's true at all.
He may not pee down his leg. He might have a little wee-wee spot in the front.
See.
You know, but the problem with the
beat them Charlie. But
the problem with narratives is that what you're saying is this thing happened because that's who he is, and it's like, all right, but what about all the times it didn't?
Right,
and that wasn't. That's very confusing to me.
Yeah, so I guess.
Have you picked a direction you go?
No, because there's so many different directions you can go here. What I'm saying. But no, it's not what you're saying. You went your preamble went all over the map. You went from Eli. You went from the Knicks because Jalen Brunson is not the greatest Knick. Only dumb Knick fans think that. But anyway, you went all over the map.
No, I had to get us to a destination.
No, you did. No, destination could have been ring. How much ring matters?
Don't look and appeal to me to try to say, look at him not staying on track.
I mean, it's like,
I am the most ADHD broadcaster in the history.
But I guess my point. The thing I've been
in the middle of the ADHD.
No, it's not ADHD. It's the point. It's like I hear what you're saying, but I've been saying that from the beginning. You know, Dak and Romo get this badge, but we didn't get dirty with this. Everybody on those teams, legacy matter. These games matter. That's why when I talk about these games, they matter because they impact your legacy. And you're right. Danny White went to 3 straight NFC Championship games, and y'all act like he's a bum. Dak and Romo have been elevated over Danny White. He went to 3 straight NFC Championship games, replaced Ryder Staubach, lost one because of the Dwight Clark catch, and Drew Pearson got tackled by a finger, which probably today would be called horse collar, you know, and he would have brought them back in that game. He'd have won a title, but people act like Danny White's a bum because he didn't get a ring. He didn't get to the Super Bowl. And we're talking about Dak and Romo, who never got close, not even sniffed where they are. But yes, Dak is going to end his career just like Romo did as the all-time leading passer in Cowboys history. Does he need a ring to cement his greatness? Yes. He does. And the same thing with Romo.
With a lot of people.
No, with a lot of people. But the quarterback is like, we don't respect Romo. All we remember is, a lot of people that don't, and you said locally and nationally, we remember the drop snap in Seattle. Yeah. You know, and we remember the interceptions, and certainly we remember Cabo.
I'm not mad at the quarterback for the shiny ball they put in there, and for a coach making his starting quarterback the holder. And, Grammatica, you throw me a block, baby, we walk in. We walk in.
Catch the snap, man.
He tried to catch the snap. They gave him a shiny ball. They changed the rules right after that. That was the biggest BS that nobody cares about. But But you could also say it was a precursor to his legacy. I mean, he came in as Romo Sapien, Romo Licious. I mean, in 2006, Romo was the most Googled player in the NFL. Was that Jessica Simpson time?
He just Romo.
That's probably Jessica Simpson time.
Romo. And he came in with all this aplomb and, Parcells, don't be a celebrity quarterback. He was a celebrity quarterback, got all attention, and his first time in prime time in the playoffs, he dropped the snap. Was his fault or not? Was that a omen that's going to be all fluff and nothing substantive?
No. See, it's not an omen. Well, never mind.
I don't know what it is. I'm just saying. It's like, like in 92 when the Cowboys weren't supposed to win, but they went and took it. The champions make the most of the opportunity when the opportunity is there. Yeah. And that's one thing that these Cowboys, whether it's Dak, whether it's Romo, they've had the opportunity. That's why the last, in 2023, it's so disappointing when they was number 2 seed. Everybody thought this was the time. They had the second seed. They had the sorry wild card Packers coming in, and they got boat raced.
Yeah, that was gross.
But that impacts legacies. That impacts how you're remembered. Yes, he's going to have all these records, but yes, he needs a title. Just like I think all of them need titles. We will remember Zeke differently if he had a title to his name. What are you laughing about? We will remember Dez differently. We will glorify Dez. So I always say this is the problem with Cowboy fans because there have been no titles, and so we fall in love with players. Yeah. They're like Dez fanatics or Romo fanatics because that's all you have to fall in love with because you don't have any team success to glorify.
We're about to. This year.
It's coming.
We're about to. Jeremy said, now I forgot the question.
Exactly.
Somebody, blessed man, he said he talked about someone else going all around the world just for him to go all around the world.
I was not criticizing.
He just saying I was trying to get some. You didn't let him get none.
He just want to talk. He just wants to.
I was trying to get some.
If he can't talk, he feels left out.
No, I was fine. The time just ran out.
My man went into the chat.
Look at the time you've been talking. You talked this whole segment 23 minutes.
You kept interrupting me. I had to start over.
That's fair. All right, onward.
Now let's get to the segment that we're supposed to get to.
Dad, go ahead, win you a Super Bowl. All right, we're doing Hope and Expect. I did not give him one of my Adderalls. I do give him the Spark.
Didn't have any Spark today.
And I won't say on the air into a microphone that someone on this show I helped with a little medication one time, but it was hilarious when I did. We're doing Hope and Expect. It's a defensive day, okay? I'm going to give you a position group, and in the chat, I want you to say what do you expect from them and what do you hope, okay? Because those are two different things. Sade. Let's go cornerback. At cornerback, what do you expect from this Cowboys team? As of today, I won't hold you to it. And what do you hope for?
I expect for this Cowboys secondary to be average.
I said just corner.
Oh, just corner.
I said just corner.
Corners to be average.
Just corners.
Just corners to be average. I think this scheme, if properly run, eliminates big plays. This type of scheme eliminates the opportunity for them to have 60-yard on the top of your head touchdowns. And with the trying to figure out who's going to be healthy, with how these players going to get into this system, perform in this system, whether that's Bland or Revel or Moore or Seatbelt or whoever, it's
Josh
Durant and some others. That's going to be the question of how this thing works. I expect it to be average. I hope that Deron Bland is healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Savon Revel is mind, body, and soul clear of whatever was in the past, and they play above themselves. If those two guys can play above themselves, at least Deron Bland get back. I'm not saying he has to have 100 pick sixes, but if he can get back to being the type of guy that you look at in the game, you go, all right, now you throw it over there one more time, this one might get picked off. And Revel with that size and that length, and him learning how to play this off-ball coverage type stuff. I hope that these two guys can really, because that will ultimately be Revel and Bland is who they, I think, want to ultimately be in those spots. I know that Durant is there, as you said, for the contingency, but I think they want those two guys to be there. So I hope that health is on their side so they can get into a training camp and really lock into.
Can I ask you guys a question? You played the game, so
it better be a question.
You're analyst of the game.
Better be a question.
How good was Bland really? I mean, outside the interceptions, was he a cover corner? Was he a lockdown corner?
Clarence, this goes back to one of the things that as a broadcaster you go home and you wonder about. Sometimes you go home and you say, should I just be super positive about everything? Because a lot of people will like it better. Because even when Bland was doing that and people start talking about, oh, he's going to be the highest paid corner, I was like, I know it sounds weird to say when he should be Defensive Player of the Year, but on a snap to snap, is this dude locking that dude down? Like, he was never that. He was never a lockdown corner. He made incredible plays that over the course of a year should have gotten him Defensive Player of the Year because nobody made a bigger impact on the defensive side of the ball than 6 touchdowns. He should have won that. But he was never a, me and you're locked up.
Yeah, but taking the football away, I think, is a pretty good skill set.
If you could continue doing it, then, man, I don't care if you're down
but
down
no
perfect.
one continued doing it.
Like Diggs was the same thing, except probably to an even further extent of I'm going to pick this ball off or he going to be open. Like, I think Bland is more consistent than that, but he was never like one of the best cornerbacks in the league.
But I'm not arguing your point, but cornerback, and a lot of it is it is some skill. You have to be able to do what you do backwards, right? You have to be able to perform in the backwards motion. And very few are lockdown corners. To have a level of anticipation, to have a level of being able to break at the proper angles, because we see it all the time. We see a pass that goes right by a cornerback's hand because he took a bad angle or he didn't have anticipation. And we've seen multiple times where the football would be like literally all the DB has to do is catch it.
Being able to catch is nice.
And they're like this and they'll drop it.
Yep.
So to be able to put all those things together and make it happen, there is something to be said about that.
And I guess that's because there's an expectation that he plays at an elite level. There's an expectation that he has elite skill. That's the thought process. And so I just want to know how good he is. Yeah, I know it's tough. I know,
I thought Healthy Bland was a solid starting cornerback.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Because what are we getting?
Which made him one of the easy guys to get a contract done. Because when it's time to extend him, his camp knew, Cowboys knew.
Right.
Like, you like it here. We know you had a huge year whenever before the contract. And it's just like, but we all know that the league doesn't view you that way.
So when you look at the cornerbacks, I think there's no real expectation. It's our hope. We hope Bland. We hope Revel. We hope Durant can be the contingency. Even though the Rams didn't want it to be their contingency. I mean, you can't leave that out.
No,
you keep saying that, boy.
But it's the facts. I keep selling the facts.
And y'all keep saying I'm the hater, and
I'm not being a hater. I'm trying to win, sir. I'm just trying to get the best players. I don't have a problem with best players being selfish. Okay, just give me more good players. Pile me up with good players. Okay, I don't know if I said that right. Anyway, the bottom line.
I don't even know what you said. I don't even.
It's just the cornerbacks is more about hope than expectation.
All I heard is "Ida Pappy." I didn't know what he was talking. He's just making words, man.
The cornerback is more about hope than expectation. I think everything is about hope.
Yeah, because I think there's. Well, we'll just keep going. We got 76 other positions to go through, and I might have to add one thing on corner, but I'll forget it by the time we're back. So that's all next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Let's get you signed up to be a diehard. AllDLLS.com. You can sign up to be a diehard. I went ahead and rocked the DLLS t-shirt today. This is my otter shirt because I think it's funny to have an actual otter, but in goalie gear. Yeah. And I think it's fun. I think it's a fun shirt. We got
Is
a
an
bunch of
otter
fun
a
shirts.
dangerous animal? Can it be dangerous?
I bet it could be. I don't know what it does when threatened. I wouldn't want to tussle with an otter. I would win the confrontation easily, but I would go into it with fear. Especially if it was a road game, if you're in the water, that would be tough. But I could take an otter. But what you want to do is you want to sign up to be a diehard, and you can pick a free T-shirt as soon as you sign up. You can do that. Get you one of these. Get whatever you want. We got all sorts of T-shirts. You want one to look good, feel good when you go to a sporting event in DFW. We got shirts that you can do for every different team. We got them covered for you. That's something you get. When you sign up to be a diehard, you also get access, obviously, to everything on our website. You want to be up to date with everything that's going on with all your latest sports teams, opinions, analysis, all the things. It's right there on all DLS. I don't know if Garrett's right or not.
I don't know if he is.
I don't know. I know Dolphins are. I don't know if he's right about otters.
What?
Dolphins are. That's fact.
What?
I don't know about otters.
Dolphins are what?
That word.
How do we know that?
Dolphins be R and Google it.
Who studies that?
People, marine biologists. Hit the like button and all that.
Who do the Dolphins rate?
Oh my God!
I've been going so far to not say, and you just.
Is that a bad word? I mean, it's right there. I'm tripping.
That's why we're not on TV anymore.
Is it my fault?
Yeah, for sure. The F-bomb.
I didn't curse.
And you get to join our Discord when you're signed up to be a diehard, which is great because then we can hang out and we can talk about all sorts of stuff. Come hang out and talk about Dungeon Crawler Carl with me. Find me some new fantasy books. Sign up or else. Not a threat. So going back to Clarence made a good point.
When?
He did.
I made a good point, sir. No. That was
he made a good point.
You're being disingenuous right now. So
I'm trying to win.
He made a good point.
My memory.
He made a good point to me. Okay. He made a good point. And I knew because we had to take our little break and then come back that I was going to have to, in order to continue the point, have to recognize he made a good point, which hurt a little bit. But I did it. He made a good point where I think it'll be this way a lot on the defense, but when he said everything at cornerback is hope, to me, it's not quite everything, but I mean, even health is kind of hoping, right? That Deron Bland is healthy, that Savone Revel is not only at his healthy best, but that the guy who they thought they drafted exists in there, that we haven't seen play NFL football, that Kobe Durant is a big enough upgrade over the guys that were on your roster before, that if he's a starting cornerback, that's okay or good. There is a lot of hope there. But then it's also into the hope and expect here. I hope and expect that the new defensive coordinator is the most important part of your cornerback room. That what I'm putting faith in for this team when it comes to coverage is the brain on the sideline telling them all what to do. And so that position group to me is probably as hopey as it gets on this roster, but I can feel better about that hope than just blind hope because I believe and expect that the coordinator's good, even though some people would call that hope. But I expect that he's good.
One question for you. I know we're going to another position group.
Hit me. I'm ready.
More blind hope at edge rusher or cornerback?
I probably have more hope It's a great question.
Thank you.
I probably have more hope at edge rusher. But if I get to factor in that the calling card of the coach is the secondary, maybe it's corner. I'm not in a great place with what I'm hoping or expecting from Deron Bland. I think a foot times 2 at corner, that scares me.
He told us last week his biggest issue is he wears a size 14. Big foot. It hurt.
Well, that's all right. We don't mind a lot of surface area on a foot. But, yeah, a big foot that was hurt and then the repair had to be repaired, like that worries me. I could get over Revel health-wise. I'm less worried about Revel health-wise.
Revel's gonna be
like,
fine.
okay, your ACL took a long time. Whatever. Like, we repair ACLs all the time. I'm scared of feetsies. And when you tell me, I'm sure the doctor could talk me into like, no, this isn't that big of a deal. But I'm like, he hurt his foot and broke the thing, and you put stuff in there, and then whatever you put in there, you had to go in after that season and fix the fix. Like, I'm worried about that. That one, I'm worried about that one. So I'm just putting corner is going to be a lot of hope. I like Devin Moore, though. Rookie 4th rounder. Let him get in the mix.
Is he seatbelt all over again?
I hope not. But
seatbelts
in the best shape of his life. Safety. What do you expect from the safety group, and what do you hope? I can start this one, no problem.
Go ahead. I know. I wanted you to start this one because I already know where you're going with this.
I expect this to be the best position group on the defense, comfortably.
D tackle is a position group.
Well, I call those all the bigs. That's the D line. That's the bigs.
And
I guess they can make a case because Quinnen's awesome.
He's not just awesome. He's the best player on defense.
Yeah, he's the best player on defense.
One of the 2-3 best players on the team. One of the 2-3 best players on the team.
He's one of the 4 best players on the team.
One of the 2-3
One
best
of the 5 best players on the team.
2-3 best players on the team.
5 best players on the team.
Wow. Who's
well? So this
name
is why.
4 better.
Well, if you were going to try, you would go with Dak, CD, George, and Tyler. That would be your route to try.
Tyler's better than Quinnen?
They're both all pros. What do you want?
Come on, man. I love Tyler.
I just named you 5 all pros.
I love Tyler Smith. Come on, man. Come on.
We got to get to camp, sit them both down, and be like, hey, in a game, Jesse, 60 snaps.
Jesse, you can't just let your boy get away with this stuff. You can't let your boy get away with this stuff.
I want to hear them tell me, how does that go for y'all? I want to hear Tyler and Quinnen sitting with us to each other's face. How's it go for you?
You can't let your boy get away with this stuff.
You think Quinnen just whoops Tyler Smith?
I didn't say whoop, but you just going to put those 3 in front of Quinnen Williams.
I was having fun.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm looking for Jesse to chime in. He played the game. He was in the locker room.
Quinnen might be the best player if you're going off of how good are you at your job. He might be the best player. CD might. George do it again. George might. Tyler might be the best in the league at his job. And Dak's upper. At safety, the reason I say I expect it to be the best position group is because when I think of like Quinnen and Kenny, I also think of Jonathan Bullard and LT over to whoever else. I think of the defensive line. And at safety, I think they just completely overhauled it to a perfect match to their new coordinator. They brought in maybe the most cerebral college football player of this decade, generation, whatever. They brought in an incredibly versatile safety in Jalen Thompson. They brought in PJ Locke. They got rid of Donovan Wilson. Like, they immediately brought in 1 no doubt starting caliber, probably 2 starting caliber safeties, PJ Locke and Jalen Thompson. Drafted one in the top 11 to the point where, like, Malik Hooker might be watching football. I don't know. But I just feel like you've got at a spot where you're going to have whatever you call downs, so maybe 3 of them on the field at a time. Like, I just don't think at a position group that I'm used to being a weakness on this team, I think it's a strength. I think it's a no doubt strength. I don't see any weakness in this safety group unless you get injuries. So I feel really good about that group. And I hope Caleb Downs is a rookie Pro Bowler. That's all. I hope he's a rookie Pro Bowler. I think he's going to be a good player. Absolutely doesn't get you hurt. I think Jalen Thompson is going to be a solid player. Absolutely doesn't get you hurt. I think PJ Locke, if he has to play, is a huge upgrade over things that were on the field for you last year. I think the safety group's good. I think they're good.
I expect them to be good. To the point that you made, one, this is Christian Parker's specialty. The secondary is his that most offensive and defensive coordinators, they come in from a certain position group, and for Christian Parker, he's come in as the secondary guy, and I think one of the things that was top of the list for him coming in was we can't give up that many explosive plays.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure we looked it up. The Cowboys was at the very top of the league. I think I looked it up before. I think they gave up 40-something 20-plus yard plays last year. 40 passing plays. Okay. And so you can't be 40-plus plays of 20 yards, and then it might have been like 11 or 12, 13 plays of 40-plus yards.
Yeah, they're getting us big ones
that they gave up last year. And I think for Christian Parker, when he came in, the conversation was, all right, his defense, most defensive coordinators go, all right, we're going to go trenches back. Well, Christian Parker says, I'm going back to the trenches. And so that level of the defense, his specialty, I think will be better. We don't talk enough about Thompson, about what he'll be able to bring, and a different variation of football packages that they can go on to in that defense. My hope is that becomes a no-fly zone. That's my hope. My hope is that becomes a no-fly zone in that back end, and that now when teams try to go out there and pass the ball down the field, whether it's to tight ends or to receivers or what have you, that secondary becomes a no-fly zone. That's what I'm hoping.
I think it's a reasonable take. I don't know why he I don't see you carrying any water here. I thought that was just reasonable words.
Wow. Yeah. Who am I carrying water for?
Both of y'all carrying water.
Put the mic up.
Both of y'all carrying water. I don't like that big black thing in my face.
Okay.
Both of y'all carrying water.
Why?
What's wrong?
Who we carrying water?
Why are we carrying water?
The issue is safety. Is that last year they were playing with JV.
Your boy.
Whoever the boy.
Your boy.
The whole secondary was JV. And you add the coaching staff. Now we got a varsity, and let's not act like we got difference makers yet. Because we don't know that. You said that. By the one pick. Jalen Thompson was a good player.
So what are you saying now?
Good player.
So if I said it, what are you saying now?
I'm saying that we don't know. I've said that. We don't know, but y'all acting like we got sure answers, and we don't know what we got. But they're better than the option we were playing with last year. I think the best thing about the group is it's solid, right? Do we have any difference makers? We don't know. Do we? And we know Caleb Downs is going to be a bad mofo at some point. Will he be a bad mofo year one?
I like how you finally come up.
I'm not coming. Will he bad?
Yes.
And
the answer is yes.
Okay, fine.
Just in case you were wondering.
Well, yeah, and Jalen Thompson, he's never been a Pro Bowl All-Pro player.
No, I don't think he will be either.
Okay, so we got one difference maker.
And
PJ Locke is a career backup.
No, my point is not that they're going to have all pros. My point is that we just talked about corner, and I got lots of worries. Safety, I have none. I'm not worried about it.
Right, they're competent. They will be competent in safety.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
They'll be competent. Yeah, and that's a good thing, compared to last year. They'll be competent. Hopefully people won't go over the head, but don't be surprised if somebody gets behind them. CD got behind them last week.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Don't be surprised if somebody don't run behind them.
You don't get to tell me CD got behind them when you tell me nobody had any sacks in OTAs and stuff. Which one happens and which one doesn't? What counts? What matters?
Why can't anybody get behind you? You're a safety. You back there. Can't nobody supposed to get behind you.
But what about when a sack happens in OTAs? You said ain't a sack.
Ain't nobody supposed to get behind you. You deeper than deep. You deeper than deep. Deeper than the deepest man. Ain't nobody supposed to get. And CD ain't Turpin.
I expect CD to beat people deep that are going to Pro Bowls. So we're gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine.
But yes, it's a solid group, and you feel good about the group, especially compared to what we were comparing to last year. It's a solid group.
Who we carrying water for?
He just said he thought we were being too positive about that group.
I mean, y'all act like it's just a no-brainer, like they just gonna be difference. I got difference making vibe, and I'm like, we don't really have a difference maker there yet.
Well, your problem was your vibe then. Your issue wasn't with our words; it was with your interpretation.
Okay.
So if you just work on that a little bit,
I'm working on it.
Outside linebacker / edge rusher / call it whatever the hell you want. That group that is not the bigs on the D-line. It's the outside guys on the D-line that are going to be rushing the passer. What do you expect and what do you hope?
I expect.
Be positive. It's corner all over again.
That's what I said.
It's corner all over again. You can say it. I expect them to be incredibly average. And I hope that Ezeraku turns some of them pressures into sacks, that Malachi Lawrence hits the ground running as a rookie, and that Rashawn Gary's still got 7.5 sacks in the tank.
What Jeff said in my voice.
I expect them to be average, very average. And the hope is that they can be good, and that hope is based in the progression of young people happening quickly.
Okay. And let's, I know what you said, that they built secondary first. But let's not forget, the first order of business, what they tried to do was get that monster out the Raiders.
Yep.
They swung and missed, or he got hurt. But the first thing they tried to do to fix his defense was to try to get Crosby. They was in on the Crosby talks.
Yep.
That's an important pass rusher was. They still don't have a difference-making pass rusher like Crosby.
Nope.
And it's something they wanted. Mm-hmm. They pivoted to Gary.
We'll have Crosby in week 9, though.
But they tried to go fix the pass rush.
Huh?
We'll
have Crosby in week 9,
y'all
though.
being negative here.
That's not negative.
So if they're in week 9, so they're 6-3.
Yeah, we're going to add Crosby to go win the Super Bowl.
You think Jerry's going to do that?
No, Jerry would say we're already 6-3. We're good. But if they were 3-6, he also wouldn't do it because he'd say we haven't earned the right to add to this team. So there is no way.
So we need them to be 5-4. We just need that little edge.
We traded for Quinnen. We can do it. We can do it. We traded for Quinnen. It happened. Although no, he might not have to feel like.
And I understand the Crosby issue was more about long term than his ability to play this year.
Like the knee?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jerry, I just want to win a Super Bowl, man. That's all I want, man. Hit the like button while you're here. Let's see here. Let's hit the Super Chats, and then we'll do the rest of the position groups. I don't want to forget about these things. Super Chats are in here. Rizzy, where would Dak be ranked if he did win a chip?
And that's a good question because a lot of people have Troy over Roger.
Oh, you're talking about Cowboy quarterbacks? Is Roger 1, Troy 2, Dak and Romo fight each other?
Because like 3. Troy won 3.
But I don't
Roger's
know
the greatest quarterback in Cowboys history.
Right, Roger's the best.
Why is he the best?
Because he's the best.
He's Roger freaking Staubach.
Keep in mind now, because here's what people like to do.
Roger Staubach.
Just because you yell and elevate your voice doesn't make you right.
Because he served this country. Also,
he had sex like Joe Namath, but just with one woman. That's his words, not mine.
Okay. Because
what did he do on the football field that makes
Roger the Dodger, baby?
That makes him.
I don't
go turn on your VHS.
I don't intentionally say anything to disrespect Troy Aikman.
No,
I think he was great.
Here comes disrespect.
He quarterbacked the best team on the planet.
Not his fault,
and he did it well. But then when you take it to, all right, you got 3 Super Bowls, he's got 2. I also like the nerd stuff. And the nerd stuff is really fun because people have tried their best. Obviously, you can't compare stat to stat because they're different eras, how often you throw the ball, just how everything works, right? But when you try to account for what should be the difference between these and try to stack up the best quarterbacks, it's very kind to Roger Staubach. Like Roger, even in that era, so in any era, in theory, would be absolutely incredible.
Yeah, his quarterback, his QBR, all the stuff translates. Roger was one of the best ever. And when you talk about leadership, and we loved Troy's leadership, and you love Dak's leadership, the ultimate leader, the ultimate warrior, running over Redskins at the goal line. They were Redskins back then. But, I mean, it was Roger. It was Captain Comeback. You're talking about those comeback stats. That's who Roger was, leading the comeback, leading them down the field, throwing the ball to Tony Hill and Drew Pearson for comeback wins. I mean, he was everything.
Guess he wasn't good enough. He had to keep coming. No. Had to keep coming back.
Messi. This is the Messi one right here.
Ultimately, Dak doesn't move at all if he wins a chip. He goes from third to third.
You know, That's like Jesus' cake. You don't mess with Roger. Is football god.
Yeah, why are you hating on Roger?
I'm just asking a question.
Oh, okay.
Football god around here.
Get an opinion on why Roger was so good.
Williams in the super chat. Stats. Okay. Williams in the super chat. Given the context of the discussion, Danny White is a better quarterback than Romo and Dak because of NFC Championship.
And he ended his career as a team all-time leader in every passing category.
Which means that now the best quarterback in Cowboys history is Dak, followed by Romo, followed by Danny White.
I'm just saying, you put his stats in the fact that he also had postseason success. He didn't get to the Super Bowl because we don't care about Super Bowls around here, okay?
Well, you're the one who's propping up NFC championships.
Yes, because we ain't got past the wild card round since then.
I thought the standard was the standard.
It is.
What I thought.
That's why Danny gets dirty. Everybody be dirty on Danny. Y'all do Danny dirty.
What is that?
3 straight titles.
He moved the goalpost.
I'm not moving them.
He moved the goalpost.
I'm just saying that's why Danny gets dirty.
Carlos is in the super chat. Verily I say unto thee, Jones is a cheap ass who doesn't care about winning. Fans must wake up and stop enabling. Book of Jeff, chapter 1, verse 1. Amen.
Amen.
Verily, verily I say unto thee.
By the way, I spent most of the show doing a research project that I'd like to present to you guys here in the next 30 seconds, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay.
So we were talking about the argument keeps coming up every time you guys bring up Dak about the cushion yards and stuff like that, like when they're down.
Yeah.
So I went and I plugged in some little bit of Excel formulas here. Had to do some exportation of spreadsheets. It was a whole ordeal.
I'm gonna get my glasses.
So
we got a freaking nerd back here, man. This man is amazing. This man is amazing.
So and by the way, the conclusion here is that of quarterbacks since Dak entered the league, who there's a specific minimum of attempted passes that it's a league standard. So I just calculated that and plugged that in.
Of course.
Dak is 18th of those QBs.
In garbage 29th. Time stats?
It's basically garbage time, and what I define that as is fourth quarter down by more than one score. So 9 points or more, your team is losing by. Dak, and it's percentage of his total passing yards in that span.
He's 18th, right?
Yeah, reasonable people know that storyline's a bunch of crap. The problem is
Thank you, John. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. The people who present it to you just don't like him. Right. Or they're just very unhappy about the last 30 years, and so you just put it at the feet of the quarterback. But thank you, John. We appreciate proof. Proof is good. Although proof doesn't do much these days.
No.
you
give people proof.
That's what you do with that. Someone will be like, well, why is it only 9 points? Why isn't it 2 scores? Why isn't it overtime? Why isn't it the third quarter?
I believe your lion eyes, so mine.
we ain't too worried about all that stuff. Hope and expect inside linebacker. What do you expect from the inside linebackers, and what do you hope for? I think we're going to get a lot of. I expect they're going to be all right.
All right.
You think they're better than I?
I think Overshawn going to be a Pro Bowler.
You hope.
You expect?
You expect?
I expect him to be healthy and be ready to live up to everything.
I'm backwards.
I expect
him to
be a Pro Bowler.
You even didn't say the word
Pro
right.
Bowler.
You said
I expect him to be a Pro Bowler.
Okay.
I expect him to be that dude.
Okay.
I expect him to be that dude this year.
At the mic. I'm
saying it with my chest.
I like it.
He going to be that dude this year. He going to be the dude we've been waiting on.
Other people be optimistic, and Clarence is like, I don't know what the hell that person's talking about. And then he just found a spot where he wanted to do it.
I expect this unit to be
average.
Decent. They're still working out. They don't know who's going to be the green dot. They don't know who's going to be their middle linebacker. They're working everyone through the car wash, and you can sit there and twist your lips up all you want. They're
targeting one guy.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
He said it's him.
They're targeting one guy.
He said it's him.
And why he not getting all the reps?
I don't know.
Why
they targeting one guy?
Why are they working out 3 to 4 guys?
They're not rating 3 to 4 guys. You know that's not even realistic. It's either Overshawn is going to be the winner.
Shamar Sisson, baby.
It's Overshawn or winners. That's all it's going to be.
That's what I expect. I expect that it's Overshawn.
Ain't going to be no 4 guys running through there.
Those 2 guys will be your starting inside line.
Yeah, which one you going to do?
Who will be where? That's yet to be determined.
D's the little guy, though.
Yeah, he gonna be there. That's why they're targeting. And even Shotty talked about it. I mean, I asked Shotty off the podium about it, And he said, we're talking, we want him there. He wants it, and they like the fact that he wants to be there. That's who he could have said. We look at the other guy. He could have said that. No, he did not.
The same thing you said.
He did not say that.
You said about how the Cowboys were looking at other places to go for their defensive end spot. They were trying to get old Crosby. They were looking for other mics.
No,
yes. They didn't come into this offseason saying
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said that I asked him last week. And we're talking about what they're doing going forward, not what they were trying to do in March or April. We're talking about what we're doing now going forward. He said that's who they're targeting. That's who they want to win the job. And they like the fact that he wants the job. Now, yes, they're not going to just put all the eggs in one basket. Of course, they're going to do their due diligence and see who else can do it. But that's who they want to get the job. That's what he said. We can talk about what they try to do in March. That's not what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
We're talking about what's on the roster going forward and what they're looking at the position.
Jeremy said, I expect them to be excellent versus the run and average versus the pass. I hope Overshown becomes a double-digit game difference maker. Yeah, I agree with that. I think they'll be a better run-defending linebacker group than they will be a coverage linebacker group. I'm very interested to see what this defense looks like as a whole, because as we go through it, I pretty much look at it and go average, solid, average, solid. Like, it's like, and some of those averages might be being kind.
I got to D. Winters.
Yeah.
We like him because of he came in at a backup role and started.
Yep.
Okay.
And looked like he can start in this league.
Look like he can start. Yeah. Is he a better addition than Jalen Thompson?
Probably not. I would imagine as we go through the season, we'll think higher of Jalen Thompson. That's just my guess. His money and his contract also says that they think more of him. Like, D. Winters is, to me, you know who D. Winters is? Kobe Durant.
Right. And I was going to say it's Kobe Durant. Right.
And that's what's better about this team this year. It's not that they went out and added star players that win you the Super Bowl. They went out and added, when somebody gets hurt at this position or that position, we don't go to Suckville.
Right.
Because like you had nothing you could do at linebacker. There's nobody to put in there.
Right.
Like the starter wasn't any good. And dudes behind him weren't any good. And so now it's like, all right, if we find out that this guy has to start, that's okay. If we find ourselves in a spot where he doesn't, then sweet. We got a guy that we think can start as a backup. And I think so. D. Winters is Kobe Durant. Jalen Thompson was brought into, you are the starter. Go get him, Tiger. And I think D was more like, well, we'll see. If we sign other guys, maybe he doesn't start. Maybe he does start. What if? Because like my hope and expect is I expect the linebacker group to be average. Because I think D. Winters has a floor of that's a capable starter. Overshown has a floor of that's a capable starter with a ceiling that's considerably higher. And then my hope is that Jayshon Barham's a super fast learner and can add some thump to that group early.
He looks good.
That's my hope.
He looks good. He looks good getting out the bus. That's a big boy.
He plays like a get off the bus.
Bigger than Ezra. I mean, he's a big boy.
Dude.
He's a big boy.
He's a big dude, and he likes to hit people. Defensive line, what do you expect and what do you hope from the bigs?
I expect this to be the best unit on this defense, led by Quinnen Williams. I think that's I know not to go back to linebacker, but whoever's playing Mike, whoever's playing weak, those guys, it's all going to be dependent upon this defensive line keeping those guys clean. That's what it's going to be. Can those guys freely run and hit? That's what it's going to be built upon. And that's and Quinnen is one of those guys where you don't need you can line him up in any system, he's going to be good. He's that level of a player. I think Kenny Clark is a good player. I don't think he's the alpha lead dog, but when he can go and play, he can go and be a co-pilot to Quinnen. I think this is going to be your best unit. And if you're shutting down the run up front, and Quinnen and those people up front are creating those distorted pockets and those disruptive pockets for the quarterback, that's how your secondary gets off. So that's where I'm at with that.
Outside of Quinnen Williams and Kenny Clark, what do we have?
I like that you try to combine them with that word. It was like Quinny.
Yeah. Outside of Quinnen and Kenny Clark, what do we know about the rest of the guys?
I think at least with like Jonathan Bullard, you have a hard hat, standard run defending NFL player, rotational player. Abanya, like you have an NFL depth guy. But to your point, if you're looking for, hey, that's a heck of an NFL player, no. I like LT Overton as another hard hat guy, but outside of your two, that's what you got. Some other guys are, I'll do my job. Maybe, hopefully, probably.
I expect Quinnen to be good.
That's a good expect. I also expect Quinnen to be good. Hit the like button on your way out. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Remember, you have no idea what everybody's going through. Be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
We all silly like the mayor.